Hi everyone, Lewis here, and today I'm just going to be making a short video talking a bit about DayZ Standalone's release and when I think it's going to be coming out because of a few things which I've seen on various different websites. So it's just speculation, it's not a confirmed proper release date, but I thought I'd talk about that anyway since people still do, of course, on a regular basis ask me when the hell it's coming out. And also, after that, I'm going to be talking a bit about a DayZ mod update. It's the biggest DayZ mod, the vanilla mod update we've seen so far, and people don't seem to really realize it's there, so I thought I'd share that with you guys as well because it is very, very big. The footage in the background is from a little expedition I had on DayZ Utez. It was my first life on the server, and I went on a pretty big killing spree, so yeah. So, first off, talking about the DayZ Standalone release date. So, like I said, we've got a few things to indicate as to when exactly it's going to be coming out. Of course, Rocket, if you didn't know, who is the main guy behind DayZ Standalone, is currently at Everest. He's been at Everest for about a month now, I believe. And he's coming back from Everest very soon, which is, of course, probably going to be a good date for the DayZ Standalone release. I doubt he'd release it, or wanted release when he is up in Everest. So, that's the first thing. Rocket's coming back home very soon, so that's the first thing which indicates that I should be coming out soon. My speculation date is kind of the June area. I think that's a good date, also because of the next thing, which I'm going to be showing you guys. So Rocket was actually posting on Reddit when he was up in Everest, and he said this little quote right here, which says, I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything. That's what IAMA stands for. He's going to be doing an Ask Me Anything when he's back and DayZ Standalone has actually been released. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've just said to myself multiple times, would someone say they're going to do an Ask Me Anything if it's going to be like months in advance? Like if Rocket planned on Standalone coming out in December, he's not going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything in, 6 months. That just seems stupid. So I think it's going to be coming out soon, at least for alpha release. Of course, the first release, which is probably going to be about a month or so, is going to be only for YouTubers, streamers, that kind of stuff. But at that time, people can make content on it. Of course, I'm going to be making some content on DayZ Standalone. So, yeah, I just really think Standalone's going to be coming out very soon in the next few months. I did say a few months back it's going to be coming out in a few weeks. But we've got a few more things to indicate that it's going to be coming out soon. I mean, that quote alone, I just think it seems like Rocket is going to be releasing it very, very soon. To be honest, no one knows. Even the people who are invited to the alpha, such as myself, have got no idea when it's going to be coming out. So asking when it's going to be coming out over and over again isn't going to help. But yeah, I think it's going to be coming out soon. Otherwise, Rocket wouldn't say that. But on to the second part of the video, which is, of course, covering the mod itself. I mean, of course, the standalone is a bit more important, but the mod update was very, very big. And to be honest, it kind of puts a bit more life into DayZ, like the amount of things it's changing. It allows me to play it for a bit longer. I mean, I've played it for over a year now. Lots of people have lost interest in Standalone just because of how long it's been. But yeah, just going to be covering this update and showing you guys what it's all about. So, if we look at the update right here, I'm just going to be covering the highlights, although most of it is cool. So I'm going to be covering pretty much everything, but just going through it bit by bit and explaining what exactly it is because the patch notes aren't exactly fully covering exactly what we do. Of course, there is no actual confirmed release date for this patch, but it has been a long time since there has been a patch, and this is a very big patch, so I'm expecting it's going to be coming out soon. I doubt we're going to be really adding anything on top of this, because there's a lot of content here for people to enjoy alone, to be honest. And of course, this is, like I said, for DayZ Vanilla, but it can be expanded onto other maps, so expect this to be on other custom maps like Utez, Taviana, Namalsk, that kind of stuff in like a few weeks after this has been released. But obviously, it will be out on Shnaros first, unless there's some kind of behind-the-scenes thing. But I'm pretty sure it'll be on Shnaros, then it'll go on the custom maps. So anyway, getting into it. So first off, you can see the first thing they've added, well, change is Rearm option from actions menu has been removed. That's good. Models and textures for mutton. So when mutton is on the floor, you'll be able to see, it's mutton, which is very useful. So you'll be able to differentiate which items are on the floor a bit easier, kind of thing. Separate meat for goats, same blood regen as mutton. So now it's just a separate meat for the goats instead of the goats sharing the same meat with something else. So yeah, it's just a different name, really, not really anything too big. You can combine magazines, which has been something people have requested for a long time. That's awesome. They've added a new loot table for the church, which is something which I didn't really think would change, but I guess it has been changed. That's kind of cool because people do tend to dodge the churches quite a lot. I've added some new food and drink items which are only found in the supermarket. There's no indication as to what those are, but it's cool to add a bit more stuff basically. I've added a model for a dropped watch and a dropped map, so when they're on the floor you'll be able to see them. You might see if you're in a supermarket and you just see a little a package on the floor. Normally it's a map if it's on its own, but now you'll be able to see, it's a map on the floor. Very, very easy. They've added a Makarov SD, which is going to be spawning in military. No surprise there, but that's pretty cool that I've added that to the official loot set. I've also added an RPK 74, which some servers have had on for a long time, but again, it's cool that it's added to the official thing. Vehicle damage and percent, no one really cares. 5 litre fuel cans have been added, and we take 1 inventory slot, which is kind of cool. It's just cooler because there's more things to pick up, basically. I just like more items. It's awesome. There's a bigger compass now, so you can see the number of degrees a bit more accurately. Before, it was really hard to see the compass. You know, you couldn't see what the hell you were looking at, really, unless you looked really close to your screen, or if you're playing at a low resolution, which, of course, people don't want to do. They've added the MI17 crash site model, which is cool. Just going to mix it up a bit more with the actual crash site models instead of just having the same one over and over again. I am skipping some of these, by the way. Like I said, I'm just showing you guys the highlights. If you want to read the full thing, then go check it out yourself, but I'm going to be explaining them a bit more than, of course, they do say. We've also added 2 new background tracks, which I'm guessing means music, so I don't really have music on personally, but it's cool that I've added some more music. I've added 6 new viral Zeds, which are zombies which are harder to kill, do more damage, and have a higher chance of you getting an infection when you get hit by them, which is kind of cool. Mix it up a bit. Instead of just being able to one-shot every zombie, you might have to, you know, double tap it kind of thing. So just mix up the zombies a bit. I'm not sure if they're going to be a new skin. There might be a new skin, but either way, it's cool to see it is mixed up. They have added a watermark for server names, so I mean, you can see on this server even in the top right you've got a debug, so now servers might have a watermark instead of having a debug, just having the name of the server in the top right or stuff like that, which is a bit cool, I guess. I kind of hate debugs, to be honest, but we'll go with it. We've added clear ground around the crash sites. You can see it in this screenshot right now. The area around the crash sites are just cleared, so you're able to see the loot a bit more clearly instead of, you know, you might have to like look underneath the helicopter like you used to have to do with lots of helicopters because it could have spawned there. Vehicles and tents now show the free gear slots. So say, for example, you put an item inside your tent and it's got max weapons inside it. Instead of having to do that, I'll now just tell you how many weapon slots there is left. So there's no more deleting items by accident or anything like that, which is really awesome. There's now new starting gear as well, so you'll start off with a bandage and a road flare 100%, and then there's 2 random items which you can get, so it depends a bit on luck, but the random items are a bandage and a painkiller, so depending on your spawn, you know, you could get bad luck and only get a bandage and a road flare, but alternatively, if you get a good spawn, you could end up with a painkiller, which just, you know, makes a bit more randomness in the game. Personally, I like randomness in the game, so we will go with that. Servers are now locked to have full moon nights. That might not seem like a big deal, but it means that basically night times aren't as dark as they are before. Many people dodge nighttime servers because they're way too dark, but now we've got the full moon lights locked on the servers, which is pretty cool. Zombies can no longer hit the walls and buildings. That's pretty much self-explanatory. That's very good because everyone hates getting hit by zombies and killed by them through walls, like in a hospital or something like that. The main menu now has an intro. Not sure what that is, but it sounds pretty cool. So the next thing was a bit confusing at first, but basically we've added 2 new stash sites, which you create using a entrenched tool or a shovel, which I'm guessing a shovel. Oh no, a shovel's a new melee item. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, for making a small stash site, you just need 1 sandbag, or in this blog it's called a sandbog, and for medium one you need 2 sandbogs. And you can see the amount of room those 2 have as well, which is kind of cool. So just having the tent, you can now make these little stash sites, which would be pretty cool. Also, there's now infected survivor camps, which I'm assuming are just like small camps, which have got zombies around them, as if like there's been humans there, which have turned into zombies. And we're going to have some tents with loot inside them. So it's a bit more randomness, kind of like Minecraft coming across like a... I don't really know, I don't really play Minecraft for like a desert temple or stuff like that, and getting loads of loot from that. Pretty cool stuff. Also, the base FPS is up apparently. No idea what the hell that means, but better FPS, no one's complaining. Crafting is now added, which will allow you to attach stuff to your weapon, customize your weapons, that kind of stuff. You'll see in the next thing, attachment crafting is the only way to upgrade weapons. So, I'll talk about this in a bit, but you don't actually find any military weapons now with scopes on them. So, the only weapons you ever find is like an M4A1 without a scope or anything, and then you're going to have to find an ACOG or a red dot around the wilderness and actually attach it on your weapon, which is awesome, to be honest. That's the biggest thing in this, so you want people to just easily come across a really good weapon, and that's that. You're going to have to spend time, upgrade your weapons, add M2 free launchers, flashlights, that kind of stuff. So I guess we'll see what happens with it, but it sounds pretty cool in concept. We've now added 2 new melee weapons, which are a bat and shovel. Like I said before, you can, of course, make the new stash site with the shovel if you do get that, but it's pretty cool to mix up the new melee weapons. There is also a machete, which was added in the previous patch, but no one seems to realize it exists, but it's just really hard to find. There's 2 new bat variations now, which are used with crafting. You can get a nailed bat and a wired bat, which I'm guessing you just use wire fencing with, or with the nails, you just find a nail prop around the floor. You might notice right now you can find razors and stuff on the floor and various junk items, so I'm guessing nails will be an added junk item, and then you just combine them and boom, it works. Wild spawning of Zeds has been re-added, which is awesome, so now you're going to find zombies in the middle of nowhere, and, you know, it just adds to the confusion, because of course, with original DayZ, if you see a zombie, you know there's someone there, but if you see a spawning wild zombie, I'm not sure if it's going to be spawned by players, but either way, it'll just make it a bit more confusing as to someone's there or not, or if you spawned it or what. So that's pretty cool to find the spawning zombies roaming instead of just them all being inside the cities. And that is pretty much it for the new stuff, and there's not really anything else too significant. Of course, there is lots of bug fixes, which is cool, and lots of updates, but the main thing which I found rather interesting is right at the bottom you will see that I've actually removed the M107 and the AS50. No one likes M107s and AS50s, that's good. And I've also removed all military weapons, which is what I was talking about before with attachments. So like I said, you'll have to actually find the gun, find the attachment, combine, and then boom, you've got the gun which you would normally find. So it's going to take a lot longer to get a good weapon, and you're going to have to bear with iron sights for a short amount of time. So also zombies do double the damage they used to do. Forgot about that one. It's kind of a big deal, you know, make zombies an actual threat now, which is awesome. Basically, yeah, I'll have a link to a full patch list if you want to go check it out in the description below. But it's making the vanilla DayZ pretty awesome. I mean, it has took quite a while to do this, but if people really enjoy it and people support it, then it's just going to make more patches. So yeah, it's pretty cool to last this until standalone, getting some concepts out there which you might find in standalone, like customizing weapons. That's definitely going to be something which is going to be in standalone, it's already been confirmed. So I guess we're just testing some stuff out. But yeah, weapon customizations, randomly spawning zombies, zombie camps with loot inside them, the new stashes, the new harder hitting zombies, the new weapons. There's just a lot of cool stuff, and also combining magazines as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So in conclusion, standalone's coming out soon, probably, and the DayZ patch is coming out soon, which is going to be pretty cool, and it's going to be on every map very soon. And yeah, I'm pretty sure no one knew about that patch, or not no one, but not as many people as they should be. So yeah, like I said, I'll link the full patch notes in the description below if you do want to go check them out for yourself. Feel free to tell me what you think about DayZ Standalone and when it's going to be coming out, because like I said, this is speculation. Or at least this way people will stop asking me when it's coming out, and I've told you guys my opinion. It's coming out soon, okay? It's not coming out next year, it's not coming out December, it's coming out in the next few months. I guarantee it, unless something horrible happens when Rocky comes back or something, but yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And yeah, pretty hyped for the future of a DayZ mod and the standalone, since it is coming out very soon. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about the patch, and I'll see you guys next time.